Namaskar, Jai Maharashtra. Swapnil Vyavhar this side, and all of you are welcome to my channel, which is Technical Learning for All. And before you watch this video, please go to my channel, go to video, okay, and then just watch this video, okay. Install Tomcat server on the Windows operating system step by step, okay. Now once you follow this video step by step and install Tomcat on your machine, okay, then you can watch today's video, okay. Now in the today's video we are going to understand, okay. So the agenda for today is what we are going to create login application, okay, login application. So technologies which we are using today are JDBC, Servlet and JSP, okay. And for this you should have that MySQL workbench, okay. You should have MySQL database also, okay. So we are going to use MySQL database, okay, for creating this application, okay. So let's start it step by step. So step 1, open the Eclipse IDE. Side by side open the MySQL workbench. So in the Eclipse, create any workspace. Launching the Eclipse now, okay. Let me delete this old trash from here, okay. Fine. So your Eclipse will be open like this, okay, at first time. Now side by side open the MySQL, okay, MySQL. Now as we are going to create the login application, okay, so our step 1 is that we have to create one table, okay, and in that table we are going to insert few record, okay, like username and password, okay. So in the real time what happens is that my application, okay, whatever code we will write, that code will connect to our database, okay, and in the database we are having the table, right. From the table our Java application will read the username and password, okay, and if username and password are valid, okay, then only user will visit the welcome page. If username password are not correct, then user will get the error message. So now step 1 is that first create the table, okay, create table, okay, give the table name as customer master, okay, create table name, then user ID, okay, type as varchar, size will be 20, and password, okay, password same varchar type and size will be 20, semicolon. And here user ID should be unique, okay. So this is the MySQL DB, so we are using the unique attribute here, okay. In the Oracle you can go for the primary, okay, primary key. So now just execute this, okay. Now one important thing is that before executing this command, okay, what I want to do is that I want to create one separate schema, okay. So just click on the create schema, okay, and then giving the name to the schema as login app, okay, login app, and apply, and again apply, and click on the finish, okay. So now if you check on the left side, right here in this panel, schemas panel, the login app schema is now created. Now in this schema there is no table. If you refresh here, see in this schema there is no table. So now to create the table we are going to fire this command, okay. But before firing the command, in the MySQL we have to use the schema, right. So use login app, fire this command first, use login app. So it will use that login app schema, okay, or that DB, it will point to that schema, okay. Now in that schema we are going to fire this command: create table, table name, column name first, type and size, column name second, type and size, column name first will be the unique. Okay, then execute it. Table is created now. Now in this table we want to insert two record. Okay, so insert into customer master. Okay, and then I want to add values. Okay, values directly. So first value will be user ID will be Swapnil. Okay, P. Okay, and password will be ABCD 1234 whatever. Okay, semicolon, and execute this one. Okay, now we want to add second record also. Copying the same command, pasting here. Second user will be Raj. Okay, and his password will be Raj123. Okay, select the command and execute. If you check, it is one row affected, right, for both. Now to view the record, right, we have to fire the select command. Select star from customer master. Okay, control C, control V, select star from customer master and execute it. Now see, our table is created. Okay, and with two columns, user ID and password, and in this table we have added the values like username as Swapnil P and password as ABCD1234. Then second user ID is the Raj. Okay, and password is the Raj123. Now we want to write the code, right? We want to write the Java code. So to write the Java code, we have already opened the Eclipse now. Okay, now one more thing is that, see, let me explain the scenario first. We will write the Java code. Our Java code will connect with the MySQL database. Okay, inside our MySQL database we are having the table. So our Java code will read the values from this table. Okay, and then based on this, okay, these values, it will authenticate the user. Okay, like whether user is valid or not. If user is not valid, we will throw the error message. If user is valid, we will display the welcome page. Okay, this is the scenario. Now to connect to the MySQL DB, we need to do connection. Okay, from the Java code we need to do the connection with the MySQL database. Now to do the connection, we need some properties like MySQL database username, password. Okay, then the URL and the class name. Okay, class name. But apart from this, we need to download the mysql-connector.jar file as well. So let's go to Google now. Okay, here we have to search for mysql-connector. Okay, connector jar file. Okay, jar file, and let's go to the Maven repository. This one, Maven repository, repo1.maven.org, and download this one. Okay, MySQL connector -j 8.0.31. Click on the download. So it will download the jar file automatically. Okay, see, it is downloaded now. Now go to this folder and copy this jar file from here. Okay, copy the jar file. Okay, now go to the project in the IDE. Okay, in our IDE. Now inside the IDE, firstly let's create the project. Okay, file, new, then other. Okay, we need to create the dynamic web project. So other, here, dynamic web project. Next, give the name as the login app. Okay, login app, and click on the next. Again click on the next. Now click on the generate web.xml deployment descriptor, then click on the finish. Open perspective. Okay, now our application is created here. Now we have copied one jar file, right? Just copy this jar file. Okay, and go to the application. In the application you can see the webinf lib folder. Just do right click here and paste the file. Okay, pasted the jar file here. Okay, now we have to add the Tomcat server first here. Tomcat server. So click on the link. If you are not getting this server option, okay, go to Windows, show view, and then from here select the servers. Okay, so it will display this option. Okay, then click on the no servers are available link, this link. Now in my laptop we installed the Tomcat 10.1 earlier, right? If you don't know how to install the Tomcat, kindly visit my channel, okay, and watch this video. Okay, install Tomcat server on the Windows step by step. And if you want any video for the MySQL installation, okay, please comment. I will create that video in the future. But as of now, my understanding is that you are having MySQL database in your laptop. Okay, so just select the server Tomcat 10.1. Next, browse. We already have it in our C drive. Then program files. Okay, program files, C drive, program files, Apache Software Foundation, Tomcat 10.1, and select it. Okay, Tomcat is now selected. Then click on the next, add all. Let me do one thing. Let me go back. Let me select JDK 19 from here. Okay, next. Now finish. Okay, fine. We added the Tomcat server. We have added the jar file. Okay, in the main web app web.inf lib folder. Okay, and we have created the table also. In the table our two records are ready. Now simply we have to write the code. Okay, Java code. So in the src main Java, step 1 is that create one servlet. Okay, so src main Java, right click, new, and then servlet. Okay, servlet we have to create. Give the package name as any com.sv kind of thing, whatever you want to give, and class name as the login servlet, as we are implementing the login functionality. Okay, we are creating the login app, so class name will be login servlet. You can give any name as per your wish. Then click on next, and I don't want all the method. I don't want dogate, I don't want the constructor as well. I just want post method. So click on the finish. We got post method here, right? Great. Now if you check here, we are getting the error. See, web servlet cannot be resolved to a type. It means that we have not added that Tomcat to the build path. So just do right click on the project build path, configure build path. Okay, here just select the class path. Okay, or you can say the module path also. Then click on add library, server runtime, and then select the Apache Tomcat 10.1 which you added recently. Okay, then finish, apply. Okay, apply and close. Now Control Shift O, press Control Shift O on the keyboard, which will import all the packages, and Control S. Okay, Control Shift O. Okay, you have to press in this file. See, now all our errors are gone. Now second thing is that we have to add the jar file also. Okay, so module path, add library, no sorry, JRE, it is taking 18, right? So we want JDK 19. Okay, so we will just firstly we will remove this one, okay, and then module path, add library, JRE system library, next, and JDK 19 we want to add here. Okay, fine, apply. Okay, apply and close. We added JDK 19 at class path, then we added the Tomcat also. Okay, now we want to add the jar file. Okay, so module path, add external jars, sorry, not external, it is already copied right inside the bin folder. So just click on add jars. Okay, then go to login app, src main web app web.inf lib. Okay, apply and close. Fine, we added all the thing at class path now. See, you have to follow this thing, okay? You have to follow this step also. Step by step you have to add the, wait, cancel, close this. Wait man, what happened? Let me cancel this. See, if you check the build path now, see, I added the GDK 19, right? I added the Tomcat at the build path. Then I added the jar file also. So you have to take care of this thing, else you are going to get a lot of errors. Fine. Just cancelling this now. Now let's write the code. So we created the servlet earlier, right? This one, login servlet. Apart from login servlet, we have to create the JSP pages. Okay. So in the web app, okay, here on the web app, just do right click here and click on the JSP file. Give the name to the file as login.jsp. Next, finish. Then give second name as the welcome.jsp. Okay. Next and finish. Okay. We created the file called login.jsp and the welcome.jsp. Now on the login.jsp, we want to add the form. Okay, login form. Login app will be title, Control S, and then we have to create one form here. Okay, on the welcome.jsp, we will just print the welcome message, h1, welcome, your login, okay, welcome, and login successful, Control S. Okay, login and successful. Okay, welcome, login successful. Now we just want to create one form here, so let's use the form tag, form opening, then form closing. Okay, sorry, it is form, form. Now inside the form we have the attribute called action. Okay, now see, the action will performed on the login servlet, right? So this is our login servlet. Here in the web servlet annotation, we have given the URL as the login servlet, right? Copying this URL, going to the login.jsp page, in the action paste the URL, okay, login servlet. Now method is equal to, we have to post it. Okay, method will be post. Okay, these are very important attribute. Okay bro, login in the form, action and the method. Okay, action means what? Whenever we click on the login button, action will perform on the login servlet. So in the backend, it is going to search for the login servlet. It will map that URL here. Okay, and it will reach to the do post method. Okay, how it is coming for the do post method? Because on the form itself we have given the method as the post. Now here we have to create the input type. Okay, input type is equal to text. Okay, type is equal to text, and name is equal to what? Username. We can give whatever we want. Then just copying this, input type is equal to text, Control C, Control V, and let me give the password here. In the table, if you check, we have the column like user ID and password, right? Okay, fine. So let me take like user ID here. You can take anything, okay, or you can take like UID, okay, and UPD, okay, UPWD, whatever. Now here we have to create the, see, we want to display this in a proper format. Okay, like just imagine, I will just write some code here now and I will show that how it is looking on the web browser. Input type is equal to submit, and value is equal to login. Okay, login. Then second input type we have to take as a reset value is equal to reset, control S. Just imagine if I run this. Before running, go to the web.xml and see, remove all the additional welcome file which are not required, okay, and just keep only one welcome file, okay. So I want to keep the welcome file as the login.jsp, okay. Login.jsp is the welcome file. Fine. So when I will start the application, it will load the login.jsp file, okay. So let's run this first. Run as run on server. Next, finish. Tomcat version 10.1 server at localhost has encountered problem because one or more ports are invalid. Okay, ports are invalid. I don't know why. Let me check it. Okay, admin port. Let me give this as 8082. Control S. Okay, fine. Control S. Now let me run the application again. Run as run on the server. Save. Next, finish. Great. Okay, now application is started, and see, as I told you, it will load the login.jsp page, right, by default. Why it is loading login.jsp page automatically? Because in the web.xml file we have given the welcome file as the login.jsp. Okay, now we want to do some formatting on this page, okay, because it is not coming in a proper way. Where is that? It is opening the Edge browser, okay, so it is not coming in the proper way, right? So to do the formatting, what we can do is that we can use the table tag. So for table tag, what we can do, just use table tag here. Table opening, I'm just cutting this, control X, and here I'm after input, right, table closing, table opening, table closing, table row first, closing table row first, then this will be table row second, closing table row second, this will be the table row third, this will be the table row third. Okay, now table data, okay, table data, I have to close this, sorry, closing tag, okay, closing tag. For this also, table data opening, and inside the tr only table data closing, okay, closing. Great. Control Shift F. If you press Control Shift F, it will format the code. So see, now our all rows are created here. Now if you go to browser and refresh it, see, little bit formatting is done, right? Now we want to get this down. So this is the text box, right? We want to get this text box below that. So what we can do is that in the table row first, we can take this in the table data, slash table data, this also table data, and this will also come in the slash table data. Control S. Again go to the Edge browser and refresh it. See, we got it, right? Now what we have to do is that we have to give some text over there, because the customer should see some text, right? The way we see on the YouTube login page, this Gmail login page, like username, password kind of thing. So for the text, what we can do is that just go to the code, give the td tag here, td, okay, slash td. Here I will give like username, okay, and colon. Here I will give before this text box, sorry, out of this text box, out of this td, okay, second td slash td, password, control S. Now it is automatically building, okay, because we have enabled the build automatically option. So our Tomcat is already started. Whenever I am saving the code, right, it is automatically building that code and it is deploying here. So see, if we refresh this site, now we got username, password, and like this. If you want to do some more formatting, Control Shift F, okay, code formatting is done. Username, password, table row, to table data, okay, it's perfect. Now for the form tag we need that field set, okay, field set tag was there. It will just enable the border for that form after form closing slash field set, okay. If you check in the browser now, see, just refresh it, see, you got some border, right, some border. Now I want to give some name also. So for the name we can use the legend tag here, legend, legend opening, legend closing, login form, right, Control S. Go to the browser and refresh it. See, we got it, login form, username and password. Fantastic. So now our login page is designed, but at this time there is no functionality, okay. So now we have to write the code, we have to write the business logic, okay, for the functionality. What we have to do, when user will add username, password and click on the login button, if username and password match with the records available in this table, then we will display the message as welcome, okay, login successful. We will divert user to the welcome page, and if the username password is the wrong, then we will give the error message, okay. So let's implement that now. See, form action, login servlet, method as the post. When user submit means what, type is the submit, but value is the login. This value we are giving just for display purpose, okay, whatever we want to display on the web page, okay, here, okay, login and reset. So for that we have given the value attribute here, so it will display on the web page this value, and this is the actual functionality of this button, submit and reset. So when you submit the form, call will go to the login servlet, okay, because it is defined in the action attribute, okay, and the method type will be the post. So in the login servlet, okay, it will go to the post method. Now inside the post method we have to write our code, other logic, okay. Now the logic is that step 1, catch the username password here. Username password will come to the request attribute, okay. So what we can do is that string u is equal to, or we can give un is equal to request dot get parameter, okay, and in the double quote, okay, in the double quote, and then for the password also string pw is equal to request dot get parameter. Now inside this get parameter, for this both we have to pass the name attribute value, okay. Go to the login.jsp page. See, the name of first text box is the uid, the name of the second text box is the upwd, right. So we have to copy this over there. First one is the uid, right. So go to the login servlet, enter the uid here, okay, and enter the upwd here in the second. So our username and password which we submitted will come to this variable, step 1. Now step 2, okay, we want to create the SQL DB connection, right. We want to create MySQL DB connection, okay. So let's do one thing. For that, firstly we have to load the driver, okay. So class dot for name, okay, class dot for name, just give the semicolon at the end, okay, and com dot mysql dot cj dot jdbc dot driver, Control Shift O, Control S, okay. Now just click on this error, click on the surround with the try catch. So error is gone now. Control S again. Now from where this driver is coming, okay, how you identified that? Control Shift H. Okay, see, do one thing, on the keyboard press Control Shift H, okay, and here search for the driver. See, if you check here, this com.mysql, okay, .cj.jdbc driver, okay, this will come from the jar file. We added one jar file, right? We added mysql -connector jar file earlier, okay. So from that jar file it will load this class, okay. So it's correct. Step 1, driver is loaded. Step 2, create connection. Now connection con is equal to driver manager dot get connection, okay, sorry, get connection, and take the method with 3 parameter, URL, user and password. Fine. Semicolon at the end, Control Shift O for importing, Control S, then click here, add catch clause to surrounding add exception to the existing catch block. So here we added it, okay, Control S. Now in this, okay, see, it's very crystal clear. Firstly, we loaded the MySQL driver, okay, from the jar file, okay, this jar file. Second step is that we want to create the connection to the database. So to create the connection, we have to pass 3 attribute: URL, username, password. So URL will be the URL of this database, MySQL database. So I already copied that, okay. So this is the URL, jdbc:/mysql: localhost: 3306. This is the URL. Then rather than Spring Boot practice, we have to pass our schema name, okay. So let me paste it here in the double quote, Control V, sorry, what happening, go to the text file again. I'm copying this URL, Control C, copied, Control V, pasted here, okay, but we have to pass the schema name also. So we can get the schema name from here, right? As you know, we created the schema with the name as login app, LOGIN-APP, login app. So add the schema name at the end, login app. Okay, now username and password of your MySQL DB, okay. So my username password is the root is the password for the MySQL, okay, in my laptop. Whenever you do installation of the MySQL, whatever username and password you have given, that you have to add here, okay. After adding username, password, okay, if it is correct, then connection will be created, okay, with your database. Now once connection is created, then you have to execute the query on the database. What we have done: step 1, load the database driver. Step 2, do connection with the database. Now after doing connection with the database, we want to execute the select query on the database. Why we are firing select query? Whatever username, password we are getting from the form is available on the JSP page, right? So from this JSP page, whatever username, password our customer is entering, that username, password we are catching in the doPost method in the variables. Then we are doing connection with the DB, okay. Now after doing connection with the database, we have to execute the query on the database, okay. So to execute the query, write like this: prepared statement, okay, prepared statement, ps is equal to con dot prepare statement, okay. Here in the double quote you have to pass the query. Now what is the query? Select star means what? All record, okay, from table name. Select all record from table name. So our table name was customer master, okay, customer master, and columns are user ID and password, okay. Select all record from the customer master where user ID is equal to question mark and password is equal to question mark. Okay, we have given user ID is equal to question mark and password is equal to question mark. Okay, now at runtime, instead of question mark, our values should append here, right? For that, just ps dot set string. Okay, ps dot set string. At first position we have to add the username, so we will add the un. Un means what? This variable. Okay, this variable un will go at the first position. First position means what? In this query, whatever first question mark will come. Okay, so here that value will get appended at runtime. And for second question mark, okay, ps dot set string second. Okay, here we want to add the password, right? pw, control s. See, our SQL query also now created. Fine, at least I hope you are getting the flow. Okay, I will repeat the flow again, but firstly let me finish the code. But it is not rocket science. We have created the JSP file. On the JSP file we are having two text boxes. We have one submit button. In the text box we are adding username, we are adding password, we are clicking on the submit button, right? Now after submitting, what happened? Action will go to the login servlet. In the login servlet, in this do post method it will go. Why it will go for do post method? Because in the login we have used the method like post, right? So it will go to the do post method. Inside do post method we are catching our username and password, right? Once we catch username and password here, what we are doing? Just loading the database driver, creating the connection with the database, okay, by passing the database credentials, okay, then preparing the query, right? Now we have to execute the query. ps dot execute query, ps dot execute query, semicolon, done. Now once this query will executed, right, we will get one result. If you check here, execute the SQL query in this prepared statement object and return the result set object. So we can just hold this in the result set type variable. Result set rs is equal to, okay, and let me do Control Shift O for importing that result set. Just I'm saving it, but I'm getting the error like result set cannot be resolved to a type. It means that we have to import it. Control Shift O, Control S. Okay, result set also imported now. Now whatever result will come from the DB, okay, that we are holding inside the result set. Now if okay, if rs dot next, if result set having any record, right, if rs dot next, then what we have to do is that we have to display the welcome page. So for welcome page we have to create the request dispatcher rd is equal to request dot get request dispatcher, okay, and here we have to send it to the welcome.jsp page which we already created here, welcome.jsp. okay, just give semicolon at the end, and then apart from that we have to just forward the request and response, right, on that page. Fine. In the positive case, if rs dot next, else, now else part, okay, if not, then we are just going to create the print writer pw is equal to response dot get writer, because we want to send a response. Okay, Control Shift O, Control S. One error is there. Okay, it is doing mismatch with the password, right? Okay, print pnw, let me give the name as pnw here. Okay, pnw, Control C, pnw dot print, okay, dot print. We have to print something like that, login failed, okay, and I want to make it in the red color. Font color is equal to red, then slash font, Control Shift O, make it in the single quote, this one, Control Shift O, Control S, okay. Login failed error will display, and then pnw dot println, okay, println, let's take ln at the top also, println, okay. Here I want to give the login page link again. So what I will do is that I will just copy above thing, font color red, this whole I will copy here, and then let me give like try again, okay, try again, and then let me make it as a hyperlink, okay. So to make it as a hyperlink, what we have to do is that we have to write the href tag, a href is equal to, in double quote, let me take the single quote here only, okay, single quote, after font slash a, okay, a href, and give the login.jsp page here, login.jsp page, Control S, okay, fine, Control S. Now let's check it. Automatically deployed. Go to the browser, give some wrong ID and password, click on the login. See, we got it, login failed, and try again. Once you click on the try again, we are going to the login page, okay. Now here, go to the database. The username was Swapnil P, password was abcd1234. Let me copy the username. Okay, let me type Swapnil P, okay, and password was the abcd1234. Login. See, welcome, login is successful, so congrats, okay. Now your login app is created. Now if I write the wrong password here, okay, 6, login is failed, try again, okay. Now we can just do one more thing. If you want to hide the password, right, at this moment password is like this, it is visible, right, so you can just hide it. For that, go to your login.jsp page, and here input type you have to take as a password, okay, password, Control S, okay. In the Chrome, okay, let me give something like this, let me retype it, okay. Firstly refresh it, okay, after refreshing ASDF whatever, and now if you add password here, see, we are getting the ** dot here. If you want to see it, click on this I button, see, you can see that. So guys, our login app is created successfully, okay. So if you have any question, please comment below, okay, and thanks a lot for watching this video. If you think that on this channel you are getting informative videos, you can just support my channel by subscribing, okay. So thanks a lot, Jai Hind and good night.